Hello everyone, is everyone ready to start our discussion today?
Ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, before we start our discussion, I'm going to introduce our group members first. I'm Intan Zulaika, next we have Siti Atira, Iman Batrisha, Razif and also Shamil. Today's discussion, we are going to discuss about social media networks are detrimental for university students' learning growth. In this discussion, we are going to decide whether social medias are going to give a bad impacts or positive impacts to students. As we know, social media are popular amongst the students since uh, students spend more time with social medias after in their daily life. And we're going to start with Siti Nadira if she has her opinion.
My personal opinion, I think that social media can help students with their learning process and learning growth a lot more than what people actually think social media give like bad impacts on students, because it can help students to increase their language skills, emotional intelligence, and also gain higher level knowledge through the collaborations with other experts. Because as we know, social media is an online platforms that has a lot of information and also other people that has further knowledge on certain topics that we do not have knowledge on the topics that we are learning. So from there, we can see how social media can be a part of good impacts on students in terms of their development for their soft skills and also their ability to work better in the work industry and also in group university. And do other people have other opinions on this matter?
That's a very good point, but I have to disagree. In my opinion, the prevalence of social media in today's society has led to a shift in the way that students acquire information and knowledge. Rather than relying on traditional sources such as books, journals, or notes, many students are turning to social media platforms to obtain the information they need. While this may seem like a convenient and efficient way to learn, it is important to note that this trend is having a significant impact on students' reading habit and their ability to conduct research and engage in critical thinking. As a result, it is crucial that educators and parents take steps to encourage students to utilize a variety of sources when seeking information and to also develop their research and analytical skills. Uh, what do you feel about this topic, Shamil?
I agree with Iman, and I also have another point where I think social media networks are detrimental for university student learning growth. Okay, my point is media social is really addictive, especially for young generation. There are many social media platforms nowadays that young generation use uh, that may attract them and keep them engaged in different media contexts for hours just passing their time. According to Saudi Journal of Biological Science, 52% to 57% students are uh, sorry, uh, are addicted to social media, and 66% of them are more addicted to social media than studies. As a student myself, I believe that there are a lot of students access their social media platforms not only at their home or their room, but also access them during class. So I think uh, addiction to social media has significantly affected students' learning growth. You have, do you guys have another view on this point?
I think this point is very great, and I agree with you, Shamel. And I want to share to you guys about according to the National Library of Medicine research, 72% teachers were reluctant to use social media platform due to integrity issue. It's because the students tend to be cheating in their works or exam, and pla- plagiar- plagiarism might be happen. So for your information also, social media have 6 category, which is social networking sites, gaming sites, virtual world, uh, collaboration collaboration content, and content community and groups, and also blogging sites. So students, most of students will go to the uh, con- content community uh, and content sites and grouping sites, which is like YouTube, and also SlideShare, which is that platform. They can share a picture, video, and also a PowerPoint presentation. So student tends to be cheating, or maybe makes easier to come to this platform and take the idea without thinking. So, in other words, it is not good because student will be too depending on social media. It can affect their thinking skill, and problem solving, and also can give a bad impact on their future career. So I think during my experience in learning, I also found out sometimes my friend and also me also sometimes use this social media to help me during my maybe many project, to find the idea, and sometimes copy 100% the idea from the YouTube and the social media, other social media. So I think it's not good to student, actually in a degree stage, because we have uh, to practice ourselves to think out from the box and without the help. So I think that's all. So what about you, Intan? What your view on this?
Okay, thank you, Razif. In my opinion, social media helps a lot, especially students during our studies time. And as you know, social media is all about connecting people from all around the world. And there are no boundaries when it comes to connecting people through the social media. For many students, social media has been useful for connecting students that study in the same course. And even through social media, students can broaden their general knowledge about the topics and things that they are going to study. And if you're a student, I'm pretty sure that you can also access some new learning materials through social media also. So, in my opinion, it helps a lot through studies time. And if you're a student also, you may have come across many social media groups that created to connect students studying at the same times, and it also can give some inspirations to students, and it also helps students to solve each other's problem and experience while learning a particular subject. Other than that, more important information like the scope of subjects that you are studying uh, that can help throughout the study journey. Moreover, social media can also provide a platform that can help students to exchange their problems and also to solve their problems. We also have something through social media that can solve some of our problems in our subjects and also give ideas. Uh, it doesn't mean that if we search something on social media, we are going to like um, use that idea 100%. We may also just give some inspiration to us to create more creative idea for our project. And I think that's my point. Thank you.
I would like to add something. I understand about the point from Razif, Shamil, and also Iman. But I feel like social media and technology are like integral parts of our daily life. And since now we're in like modern days, where technologies and our daily things that we do in our daily life are closely related, which something that which means that social media cannot be avoided for too long. So don't you guys think that social media can still be given a chance for other people to view them as a good impact for students, because social media can help provide a smoother and more direct communication between students, teacher, and parents. And not to mention for those who live in like rural areas, they can have an easy access to learning materials, learning courses without them having to move to a far more area than their housing area. So um, I think social media can still give a lot more good impacts rather than bad impacts if we see it as modern days and also technologies being closely related to our daily life now.
I do get your point, Atira. However, like you just mentioned just now, you said it is more accessible for people in the rural area, but we have to realize that not everyone are privileged with good connection. Like those who live in like the rural area, they usually don't have very good connection, so they can't use social media to search for learning materials. So I think it maybe can be good, however it still is not widely used, so some of us will still have problems with using social media as a learning medium.
I do understand what you're trying to say, but as we know now in the news, we have government trying to help those people in the rural areas where they send like gadgets for free, and also they try to improve the line in the rural areas so that they can have the same access as other people in the cities. So that itself shows that the government is trying to implement the learning using social media. Does anyone wants to add anything else?
I think I just want to add that I very agree with Shamil like uh, just now, because I found out when addiction to social media, it can distract our sleep time, and also maybe when we try to do assignment or study, when our phone next to us, so very difficult to finish our assignment on point. We are easily to distract with the social media, so our works become not okay. Yeah. So social media, I think some student that give advice also said that when you study, you have to you close your social media and focus on your study. So that proof that social media, without social media, students can be success more than the student with social media. That's all I think.
Razi, can I ask you something? Isn't that like a personal problem instead of like social media problem? Because some students can be disciplined with their time management. They can set a time where they can have their leisure time to be spending on social media, and also their time for studying. So isn't that like more to a personal problem instead of something that a society should be concerned of?
Yeah, I got your point, and I also agree. But when addiction is occur, it's about your mental health also, because you spend a lot of time with social media. But yeah, sometimes great student can manage the time, so it's okay to them. So I'll talk about the mostly student I see in during my learning. Also me, I found out I cannot manage my focus if I have social media and uh, spend time a lot with social media.
See, thank you for the clarification.
Sorry, but I agree with Razif about the sleep duration. Okay, for student, it is recommended for student to sleep minimum 7 to 9 hours because of the lack of the sleep, it could it could reduce our productivity and make us feel sleepy during the day. And as you guys know, students have classes during the day, so we need to use a lot of brain work. So we need to keep our productivity high. So from I agree also about the time management. Uh, if students can manage their time wisely, I think there will be no problem for they to focus on their study and not will and social media will not affect their academic achievement. That's all for me.
After listening to everyone's points, I think everyone's points are valid, and I can now understand how social media can help students to learn better. Uh, so, how about you, Razif?
Yeah, after listen to your all of you, I think from Intan also, I think social media quite good actually because personally I use social media also in my study because yeah, the material is very enjoyable. Sometimes in class the lecturer talking with himself and we cannot understand. And when we go back to home, we just open the social media and we can solve our problem and can understand better. So uh, it's up to the student to manage their time and use the social media wisely. So I think I agree that social media is good for student. Yeah, I think that's
Okay, since all of us are on the same side, we are going to proceed our discussion with conclusion. Uh,
Okay, for our group discussion, what I can conclude is that all of us agree that social media are not detrimental for students' learning growth. Instead, it can give them a good impact and also some benefits in their learning growth and also their learning process, such as helping them to have a smoother experience in learning and also help them to have more access to learning materials and learning courses. And I think social media itself can prove to other people that it can give good benefits to students and throw away the old mindset which shows that social media can be a bad thing for students in these modern days. And that is all from me. Thank you.
okay, that's all for our discussion today. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.